The first warning came not as a roar, but as a ripple across the outer colonies. Sensors recorded fluctuations in subspace fields, anomalies so subtle that veteran commanders paused, unsure if it was interference or miscalculation. Then the transmissions arrived. Short bursts, precise, almost surgical, disrupting navigation protocols and leaving several survey vessels stranded in deep space corridors. Admiral Harlan's bridge hummed with tension. He leaned over the console, eyes scanning the data streams with sharp precision. "Status report," he barked, though his voice carried the calm authority of a man accustomed to impossibility. Lieutenant Jorah's fingers danced over her interface. "Sir, multiple subspace disruptions along Grid 7. Sensors show minor fleet misalignment, but no signs of weapons fire." Harlan's jaw tightened. "That's not minor. That's interference with intent." He paused, letting the words hang. "Plot their origin. I want coordinates now." The galaxy's edge shimmered on the holographic display, streaks of light tracing the paths of vessels caught in the invisible hand. Across the void, the alien fleets approached with characteristic arrogance, assuming humans had little more than a scattered resistance left in the outer systems. Their doctrine was flawless, unchallenged, until now. In the observation deck of the alien command cruiser, Captain Thrax raised multiple sensory organs in surprise. "Why are their vessels not responding as expected? We have precise calculations. Our superiority is absolute." A colleague hissed, "Sir, the human presence, it's affecting our formation stability. It's subtle, but it compounds." Thrax's claws flexed. "Impossible. We've predicted every contingency. Humans are extinct." Below decks, Elias Ward watched from the human command hub. His presence was quiet, unassuming, yet every command he issued rippled through the fleet's control matrix with invisible authority. He had anticipated the compact's overconfidence and the galaxy's assumption of human fragility. "Adjust the interference vectors," Elias instructed. "Let them feel uncertainty, not destruction. Keep it measured." The analysts obeyed, manipulating gravimetric microfields, rerouting minor asteroid trajectories, and subtly shifting communications. Each change was minor, imperceptible to anyone outside, yet each compounded in the alien fleet senses, creating hesitation where there should have been certainty. In their council chambers, the compact delegates squabbled. "We cannot allow them to manipulate us," Thrax said, his multiple eyes narrowing. "Deploy the interceptors. We will force compliance." "No," a quieter voice replied. "The disturbances are not attacks. They are strategic." Thrax's gaze snapped toward the speaker. "Strategic? Humans? They are a relic. How can this be strategic?" Meanwhile, in orbit over a desolate moon, human strike units hovered, invisible to conventional senses. Microdrones repositioned mining platforms, rotating solar arrays, and opening cargo holds to create optical illusions of fleet formations that did not exist. It was a choreography of misdirection, a demonstration of patience and intellect rather than brute force. Admiral Harlan received a coded message, his eyes narrowing as he read the anomalies reported from the edge of human-controlled space. "They are not attacking," he muttered. "They are teaching us to hesitate." The alien's arrogance cracked slowly. Minor errors compounded, subtle misalignments turning a disciplined formation into something hesitant and uncertain. Commanders second-guessed sensor readings, recalculated positions, and adjusted trajectories repeatedly, never noticing the invisible hand guiding their uncertainty. Elias leaned back, watching the holographic projections. Each flicker, each hesitation in the alien formations was a testament to human ingenuity, to strategic patience honed across centuries of survival against impossible odds. Thrax stormed through the bridge. "We are losing initiative. Pull back, recalibrate." But retreat was no solution. Every adjustment they made only played into the human strategy. The compact fleets faltered, their confidence shaken not by destruction, but by the demonstration that even without a single shot fired, they could be outmaneuvered. In the human command hub, the display shifted again. The subtle micromovements of celestial debris aligned into patterns, revealing infrastructure the aliens could not interpret, ships never built, stations never mapped, and systems long thought abandoned now alive with purpose. Elias's voice cut through the quiet. They came assuming nothing would oppose them. Now, every step forward cost them clarity. On the alien bridge, Thrax bared his mandibles, a gesture of frustration and disbelief. How? Elias did not answer. He only observed, a faint smile on his face as the galaxy's deadliest fleets began to hesitate. Humanity had reasserted itself not with weapons, but with intellect, patience, and the unyielding certainty that no power would decide its future. Hours passed, the fleet slowly repositioning, uncertain, hesitant, and aware that every move was being subtly guided by an unseen force. Elias stood silently, knowing this was only the beginning. The lesson was clear. The galaxy had underestimated humans, and that underestimation was about to cost them everything. The war had begun, not with explosions or casualties, but with a calculated demonstration of human superiority. And in that demonstration, the galaxy learned something it had long forgotten. Humans were never truly gone. The Compact had underestimated humanity for centuries, assuming that isolation and internal conflict had broken the species' capacity for coordinated strategy. Yet here they were, facing subtle disruptions that left their fleets disoriented, their algorithms second-guessing every calculation. Commander Jorah hovered over the console, her eyes scanning the intricate data feeds with unerring precision. "Admiral," she said, "they are not attacking in the conventional sense. Every maneuver seems designed to mislead rather than destroy. They are controlling the flow of information." Admiral Harlan's expression tightened, his seasoned mind running calculations against the possibilities. "So they are using patience as a weapon. Every hesitation we experience is deliberate. Every misstep was expected." In the observation chamber of the Alien Council, Thrax's mandibles clicked in frustration. How can such a small faction have such foresight? Their numbers are negligible, yet every fleet alignment we attempt falls short of perfection. A younger counselor replied hesitantly, "Sir, perhaps it's not numbers. Perhaps it's adaptability. Humans are unpredictable, yes, but their adaptability is precise." Thrax's many eyes narrowed. Predictable unpredictability. It's maddening. Meanwhile, on the human command hub, Elias Ward oversaw a simulation of the alien fleet's movements, anticipating every contingency. "Divert the sensor arrays," he instructed. "Let them see anomalies where none exist. Make them question the stability of their own formations." The human analysts executed each command with meticulous timing. Subtle gravitational pulses nudged debris fields, creating illusions of hidden weapon platforms. Optical sensors detected phantom signals. Microdrones projected energy readings in empty sectors. Each manipulation was minor, almost imperceptible, but collectively, it created a web of uncertainty that enveloped the alien fleets. At a forward observation post, Lieutenant Rena observed the unfolding chaos with quiet satisfaction. "They think they've cornered us," she said. "Yet they are reacting to shadows." Back in the Alien Council, Thrax's voice was low, almost incredulous. "We anticipated conflict, but not deception on this scale. They are ghosts. They are everywhere and nowhere." The aliens attempted recalibration, deploying scout probes and recalculating trajectories, but each adjustment led to further hesitation. Their doctrine demanded aggression, certainty, dominance, but uncertainty had been carefully seeded into every variable. Elias watched the holographic displays, noting minor shifts in alien command patterns. Every hesitation was an opportunity, a teaching moment. The humans were demonstrating that mastery of the mind and environment could rival even the deadliest fleets. "Every second they waste doubting themselves," Elias said, "is a victory for strategy over brute force." In the alien fleet, commanders muttered amongst themselves, trying to reconcile numerical superiority with operational inefficiency. Confidence faltered. Arrogance gave way to suspicion. Every order required double-checking. Every maneuver was questioned. Human units repositioned silently in the background. No shots fired, no energy beams unleashed, just calculated, deliberate moves that forced the alien fleets into defensive postures. The Compact's supposedly superior forces began to show cracks in coordination, subtle at first, then unmistakable. Elias leaned back, his gaze calm and measured. "They've learned nothing yet. This is only the beginning. The galaxy has underestimated us for too long. Every hesitation, every doubt, every recalculation we force upon them is a reminder. Humans are never as weak as they assume. The alien council grew restless. Thrax's multiple eyes darted across the chamber. "We have the advantage," he hissed. "Yet we are paralyzed by uncertainty. How can such minimal opposition achieve this?" Elias didn't answer. He didn't need to. The silent demonstration of patience, intellect, and adaptability spoke louder than any threat of annihilation. In the shadows, the humans were weaving a strategy that no fleet, no matter how powerful, could ignore. And somewhere, deep within the alien fleets were no longer moving with the fluid confidence that had defined their campaigns for centuries. Every vessel hesitated at junction points, recalculated its trajectory multiple times, and queried sensors that offered conflicting signals. What had once been a perfectly synchronized formation now resembled chaos, subtle yet unmistakable. Admiral Harlan observed the data streams with a measured calm, though the tension on the bridge was palpable. "They think they've got control," he muttered. "Every hesitation we see is by design. They are teaching us to doubt ourselves." Lieutenant Jara nodded. "Every micro-adjustment in our sensor grids correlates with the anomalies we're experiencing. It's psychological warfare without a single shot fired." Across the void, Thrax's multiple eyes flicked nervously over the holographic display. "Impossible," he hissed. "We predicted every variable, every contingency, and yet, we are being manipulated." "You said humans were extinct," a junior counselor whispered, fear creeping into his mandibles. "How can a negligible faction control our fleet so precisely?" "Extinct." Thrax snarled, claws clicking against the railing. "Extinct would mean irrelevant. This is calculated brilliance. Every hesitation they create multiplies our uncertainty tenfold." Meanwhile, Elias Ward's command hub was a center of quiet activity. Human analysts moved like shadows, unseen, but every motion orchestrated. Microdrones relined asteroid debris to mask sensor readings. Holographic decoys projected phantom fleets in sectors where no human vessel existed. Gravitational anomalies nudged lightly against alien ships, imperceptible to ordinary observers but devastating to automated calculations. "Every time they attempt an aggressive maneuver," Elias said, "watching the alien formations waver, they're correcting for things that aren't there. We're making them fight ghosts." Back in the alien council chamber, debate raged. "Pull back," one commander urged. "We can't risk this level of misalignment." "Pull back." Thrax's voice thundered, a growl of frustration and disbelief. "We were supposed to dominate. We were supposed to annihilate them." Elias observed a subtle smile cross the faces of his team. The humans did not rely on brute force or numbers. Instead, they exploited every assumption the aliens held about human weakness and inaction. Each hesitation the compact fleets experienced was proof of their own underestimation. Far below the surface of contested space, human units silently repositioned. Supply nodes, communication arrays, and sensor platforms were all relined in precise increments. The movements were so slight that no alien sensor would recognize them individually, but cumulatively they formed a strategic web across the battlefield. Thrax paced, mandibles clicking. "We are superior in technology, in fleet size, in firepower, and yet our formations fail. How? How can this be?" "Sir," one advisor murmured, "humans are patient. They think several moves ahead. They are strategic poets." "Poets?" Thrax snapped. "No, it cannot be poetry. This is war." Elias's voice echoed softly across the command hub. "War doesn't have to be loud to be effective. Sometimes, it's the subtle influence, the orchestration of uncertainty, that wins the day." Every alien commander now recalculated orders multiple times before issuing them. Confidence faltered. Arrogance cracked. What had been a flawless plan of conquest disintegrated into reactive measures, their pride the first casualty of a war they thought was already won. And in that silence, in that unseen manipulation, humans reminded the galaxy of a truth long forgotten: intelligence, patience, and foresight could overcome even the deadliest foe. The first step of the counterstrike had been executed, not with weapons, but with mind, ingenuity, and strategy. The compact was learning, too late, that humans were never as weak nor as absent as history suggested. Elias leaned back, his eyes tracing the faltering alien formations. "Let them believe they are still in control," he said softly. "The real battle is in their doubt." Somewhere deep within the alien network, systems began to flag inconsistencies, alerts multiplying without cause. Fear, subtle and creeping, took hold. And that fear, more than any laser or torpedo, was the first true victory of the human strategy. The next phase of the campaign unfolded not with explosions or direct confrontation, but through a silent, relentless orchestration of human strategy. Alien sensors reported phantom fleets where none existed, ghost signals traced impossible trajectories, and gravitational micromanipulations shifted debris just enough to sow doubt. Each adjustment was minuscule, almost imperceptible, but together they created a battlefield that existed only in perception. Admiral Harlan observed the holographic displays, noting the incremental effects. "They are not attacking, they are guiding. Every hesitation we see is a victory," he murmured. Lieutenant Jorah adjusted the fleet's coordination protocols. "So, the compact is recalculating every vector we anticipated. Their formations are fragmented. They are attempting to regain control, but the more they adjust, the more errors they introduce." Across the void, Thrax's multiple eyes darted over sensor feeds, showing scattered formations and conflicting coordinates. "Our calculations are precise, our firepower unmatched," he growled, "yet they falter. How can this be?" "It's the human mind," an advisor whispered. "They anticipate not just our actions, but our expectations. Every move we predict, they've already counted, without firing a single shot." Meanwhile, Elias Ward oversaw operations from the human command hub, his voice calm, deliberate. "Focus on perception, not destruction. Keep them guessing. Let them waste energy on shadows." Microdrones realigned sensor nodes and repositioned mining stations in contested systems. Solar arrays projected false energy readings. Communications were subtly altered to simulate multiple command signals from separate locations. Each maneuver was small, surgical, yet cumulatively it dismantled the alien assumption of superiority. In the Alien Council, Thrax slammed his clawed appendage onto the control rail. "We have the galaxy's deadliest fleet, yet we falter at every step. They are invisible in every way." Another counselor interjected nervously, "Sir, they are everywhere and nowhere. Each move we predict is anticipated. Each calculation is met with subtle countermeasures. Their strategy is elegant." Harlan leaned back in his chair. "They think they are in control because they see our hesitation. But every fraction of doubt is their own undoing. We let them dictate the tempo, but we are shaping the battlefield in ways they cannot perceive." The alien fleet, once confident in its technological supremacy, now oscillated between aggression and caution. Every maneuver was double-checked, every calculation re-evaluated. Their arrogance, once absolute, eroded into careful, defensive action. Elias watched the shifts with quiet satisfaction. They assume every hesitation is a weakness. Every uncertainty is a victory for patience and intellect. In remote sectors, human strike teams repositioned with meticulous precision, unobserved. Supply lines were rerouted, orbital stations recalibrated, and decoy fleets projected in areas humans had never even occupied. To the compact, it appeared as if humans had forces in every corner of the galaxy simultaneously. The tension among the alien commanders grew. "We anticipated resistance," Thrax hissed. "We did not anticipate calculation without confrontation." Elias's voice, calm and deliberate, resonated in the human command hub. "War is not always won by firepower. Sometimes, the mere manipulation of expectation is enough to dismantle arrogance." By the end of the rotation, every alien fleet command had been subtly disrupted. Minor errors compounded, hesitation became ingrained, and the compact's confidence faltered. Human strategy had transformed the battlefield without a single explosion, leaving the aliens to grapple with uncertainty and a growing awareness that their superiority was an illusion. In that quiet, unseen orchestration, the galaxy was learning once again. Humans were never as absent, nor as weak, as anyone believed. Their victory, for now, lay not in destruction, but in the silent mastery of perception, patience, and intellect, the most potent weapons of all. The alien fleets finally began to recognize the full scope of their predicament, though pride and arrogance delayed full acknowledgement. Every system they relied upon, navigation grids, sensor arrays, communication networks, had been subtly manipulated. Each misstep, however small, compounded into uncertainty, fracturing their confidence and exposing the fatal flaw of underestimating human ingenuity. Admiral Holland surveyed the holographic displays, noting the alien formations now hesitant, fractured, and disoriented. "They still think they control the situation," he said, voice calm but resolute. "Let them feel that illusion. The real advantage lies in patience and intellect." Elias Ward remained at the center of operations, orchestrating a final sequence of micromovements. Subtle gravitational pulses nudged debris to mimic fleet activity. Optical arrays projected phantom ships, and communications were routed through decoys to simulate multiple human commands in disparate locations. Each adjustment was infinitesimal alone, yet collectively, it formed a web that the compact could neither anticipate nor counter. Thrax paced the alien bridge, mandibles clacking in frustration. "We have unmatched firepower, fleet size, and technology. And yet, our formations falter. Humans, how is this possible?" "They adapt," one junior counselor murmured. "They anticipate not only our actions, but our expectations. Every move we plan is counted before it is executed." Thrax's eyes widened in disbelief. Counted without engagement, without weapons deployed. Without a single shot, Elias confirmed from the human hub, calm and commanding. "We are everywhere you perceive, and nowhere you expect. Every hesitation you feel has been carefully orchestrated. Victory is patience, intellect, and anticipation. We control the battlefield by shaping your perception, not by firing a weapon." As the alien fleet struggled to recalibrate, humans launched a calculated offensive, not in overwhelming force, but in precision disruption. Minor skirmishes were staged to reinforce the illusion of strength, drawing enemy vessels into predetermined positions where human teams could outmaneuver them effortlessly. Each victory was minor, deliberate, and psychologically devastating. Holland turned to his officers. "Remember, we don't fight because we must, but because strategy demands it. Every hesitation we exploit teaches them the same lesson we have always known: underestimation of humanity is fatal." The aliens' arrogance, their belief in inevitability, collapsed under the weight of their own misjudgments. Systems flagged errors, commanders hesitated, and the fleet's cohesion unraveled. The compact had encountered humans before, but never so methodical, so subtle, so terrifyingly intelligent. Elias observed one final confirmation of the operation's success. The alien council's communications were now delayed, every command questioned, every fleet movement second-guessed. Their overwhelming numerical advantage was irrelevant. The humans had turned calculation, anticipation, and intellect into the deadliest weapons in the galaxy. Harlan allowed a rare smile. They thought the galaxy was theirs to command. They forgot that humanity does not bend to expectation. We adapt, we anticipate, and we endure. On distant observation decks, alien commanders murmured in disbelief, fear flickering in their expressions. How did we fail?" Thrax muttered. Elias did not answer. He only watched, silent and composed, as the compact's pride crumbled. The war had been triggered by arrogance, but it was won by human ingenuity, patience, and strategic brilliance. In the quiet aftermath, as fleets recalibrated in stunned hesitation, one truth echoed across every human command post and alien observation station alike: humans were never gone. Humans were never weak. And humans would always endure. The galaxy had learned, once again, that the deadliest weapon was not firepower or technology. It was the indomitable mind of humanity. The first phase of victory complete, the humans prepared for the next challenge, confident, calm, and infinitely patient. The compact had underestimated them, and that miscalculation had cost them everything.